Yo, people, what's up, man? This is your boxing genius from SBMBoxing.com, man. I hope to make this one short, lovely, and sweet. I am looking at a fight that's coming up Saturday, man, between Mr. Sergey Kovalev, the Krusher, Kovalev, and Eleider Storm Alvarez. And we all know how that first fight turned out, which was very surprising to me, knowing for a fact that we all know out there in the boxing world that, the Krusher Kovalev is he's a fearsome fighter at one time, and we go through the extremes of him fighting, the likes of Andre Ward. To me, that had a little bit to do with things, when he fought Andre Ward on that first fight. And obviously, honestly, in my opinion, and the likes of many others, Kovalev won. They gave the majority to Ward, but to me, that was Kovalev the Crusher's, actual fight. That took a little bit more steam from him, and I think that people don't know, but a lot of things that you do in life, and some people get affected mentally. I don't care who you are, what you do, what your profession is in there in boxing. You get robbed, and he felt as he got robbed. The second fight, he came back. I don't think he came back with that same want to beat feeling. So what happens in the second fight? And to me, he gave up. Honestly, a lot of people critique that. They criticize him for giving up in the second fight. And, and after that, he came back. He fought two, not top-ranked boxers, but then he fights the likes of a guy named Eleider Alvarez. Alvarez has been around for a little bit. He's not a young puppy either. The Krusher himself is 35. Alvarez, I think he's 34 or 33 or 34. But, Alvarez is also not a young cookie. He's been around. And by the way, I think that's one of the reasons Andre Ward, SOG, left that division. It's not that he decided it was it, he's got to hang it up. No, he knew that guy was coming around Alvarez, and Alvarez was going to make his donut disappear. And that is my belief, But again, that's my opinion. Like I always tell people, everyone has their own opinion, but that's my opinion based on my boxing analytics, that I see in boxing. And to me, that's one of the reasons he left. Okay, now in the second fight, Alvarez, is going to prove, he wants to prove to the people out there that the first fight was not a fluke, Remember, he knocked down Kovalev 3 times in the 7th round, And when the fight was called, and he was out, the judges, Kovalev was ahead on all 3 judges' scorecards, okay? Not 2. All 3 judges had Kovalev winning that fight. So, I think that Kovalev, he made a mistake somehow, some way. Alvarez might have figured out and said, well, this guy's punching power is not what people think. He's not going to knock my ass out. And he's getting tired, which was number 1 clue that I seen that was happening. And Alvarez put him away. Now, in the second fight, again, Alvarez is wanting to prove to the fact that, it's not a fluke. I knocked his ass out, and I'm going to kick his ass again, bottom line. But you know what? I don't know. For some reason, somehow, I think that Kovalev, to me, in that first fight, he might have overtrained. That's what he's saying. He overtrained. And he has a lot of things that were going on mentally, not only the losses to Andre Ward, he's coming back. He beats 2 not ranked contenders. But at the same time, I didn't know. He was in problems with the law because he punched some bitch or some chick, some chick out there in California, if I'm not mistaken. He has a drinking problem. And, his manager and his corner, whoever maneuvers him and his promoters, they better get his shit right. I mean, because he still got some juice in him, the way I see it. Kovalev still can box. He can still fight. He got to get his shit together and stop bullshitting, train, not overtrain, but train, and come on back, dude. But, if you want to beat Alvarez the way I see it, I have a feeling that he might have his mind back. His mentality, came back. And he might say to himself, you know what, I'm still in the picture. I can still make some money. And let me take care of this dude. And bottom line, that could happen, And Alvarez, a guy who's from Colombia, but fights out of Canada. And Canada, by the way, has some good, excellent fighters coming out also. But we'll talk about that later on, But I have a feeling in this crash, this second fight, some way, somehow, I have a feeling that Kovalev is going to win by decision. He's going to take it over Alvarez, and there might be a trilogy. That's my opinion. You guys tell me what you think about this thing, because these guys got both some punching power, Alvarez got, I think, 24, his unblemished record. 24-0 with 12 knockouts, And, we all know Kovalev's record, The guy has 28 knockouts, And you got some power going into that Saturday night fight, Like a little small thriller in Manila. But, let's see what happens, Tell me what's going on, And you give me your comments. Give me your views of the fight. And we'll see what goes down. God bless. Later.